they are the guys to get all the rounds on the T side, on the CT side.
Well,
they're probably
Vox,
like the most advanced. Well, okay, Vox. I'll give Vox a good one as well.
Yeah, Vox definitely shows some cool stuff. Like they more or less reinvented all of it, so that's really cool. But let's see how it all unfolds here. One smoke on Smiths, and he's going down towards Ivy. So I'm wondering if he's just going to try and use that to sort of block off one side so they can run the other side. There is a smoke down here, and Pronex is ready and waiting. Schneider is going to flash through, and Pronex runs in, but there are 3 people waiting. That would have been great if he had had, like, I don't know, a negative, and they weren't 3 people waiting. But, yeah, they all got flashed. I mean, at least 2 of them got flashed, but can't kill that many people with USPS. Just not likely.
Yeah, you just have to be like laser beam accurate. Like you gotta have like Smiths. Like Smiths right now, he's on point with the USP. He's somebody I could expect to get like 2 kills out of that situation. But it is really hard. It is really difficult. But look at this quick rotation out of Fnatic. 3 players now gathered up outside of Ivy. This is going to turn into a pure brute force approach right now. And Schneider already having taken some damage when he goes for the peak. And Sentry's getting caught out. Headshot there for Smiths. NBK takes out Schneider. And this is going to go south for Fnatic real quick here. Although, what a shot from NBK. Were you following NBK?
No, I'm sorry, I wasn't. I was looking at JW because he was coming up from behind there, but I could almost tell that he must have just turned the corner and instant click him away. JW gets a chance to reload here. He's going to go down to Smiths anyway, and that will be the end of the round here. What a solid round from Envy.
Yeah, and just a quick, I mean, basically, Flusha had rotated back through CT. He was standing in back halls, and you could just literally, it's like 2 pixels, right, of like his helmet that's over the stairs, and NBK just like locks on and insta-gives him. So that wasn't too shabby there by NBK. Not too bad at all. And so, well, Envy's still showing that they, that they can get the shots, and they're off to a strong start. So first round picked up, and they aren't wasting any time at all. They're going straight for the rush onto the A site right now. They're applying the full pressure. They sense weakness, Anders. They want to get in here.
Ooh, but look at JW. He's already landing 2 shots with the scout, although Happy coming up with the MP7 and taking on Schneider. Not going to make things easier, and Pronex also falling down. So I like the fact that they boosted JW up there so he could get those cheeky shots in. Maybe helping them to get a couple of kills here in the after plant, but winning the round is not going to be an option any longer, I think.
Yeah, it's probably pretty far-fetched. Kiroshima's going to take out JW, and it's going to be Flusha, but he's already getting flanked by Smiths. So easy kill there for Smiths. He doesn't go for a knife or anything. He just gets the job done with the rifle. And that'll be a quick 2-0 now for Envy. So now we get to go into what should be a pretty straightforward round for Envy. One thing that they're going to be pretty pleased about is they've managed to keep quite a few people alive. So now they're going to get a hard eco out of Fnatic. They're going to get to build even more money, and they're going to have a nice soft buffer to fall back on in case they lose the 4th round bye that comes up for Fnatic.
Yeah, that is definitely important at this point in time, and especially starting T-side. We've seen a lot of teams struggle to pick up rounds later on. Once the CTs get up to AWPs and stuff, you can get shut down a bit. Decent round here from Fnatic, picking up 2 members. That's Smiths and NBK gone down, but apart from that, Envy with the first 3 rounds in a row, and now Fnatic, they do actually go for the open. Schneider, because he's going to give this to JW or something. He won't have armor, so I'm guessing Schneider's just going to keep it. Okay, then.
Schneider going for the op. Okay, then. Well, we've known him to dabble in the witchcraft that is, sniping. He's done it in the past, so I could see Schneider trying to make this work. I could see Schneider actually pulling off some magical stuff here. What's crazy to me is that Shoxy stays on a P250. Like,
look
that's
how
insane.
fast Envy are being here. They just use one flashbang that shocks through, and that's it. They're out in the courtyard immediately. Pronax here sandwiched in, and Shox is going to pick him up. Schneider will go down. That's Happy with a great headshot, and Flusha all alone. Doesn't even take anyone with him there, just drops. That was very cool. One flashbang is all it took there, and they were out of it. Simply up on the container out here, and he flashes all the way into the back line here. His teammates then coming out, well, Main, Ivy, and Pop Dog all throughout here. Really cool stuff there. That's a nice, that's a very nice split.
It's pretty clear right now that Envy are taking advantage of the fact that Fnatic have 2 stand-ins, that they're not going to be comfortable with their CT holds, that they aren't going to, it's not going to be ingrained in them quite yet, and the communication might be a little spotty because, again, they go for the full rush. Whenever they know that pistols are on the side, it's full bully tactic, basically, no respect given, and even when they have the rifles, they are just going all out right now, so they don't want Fnatic to get comfortable. They want to take advantage of the fact that Fnatic might be just a little bit weak. Might be weak with the comms, might be weak with the positioning, but whatever it is, that's enough for Envy to exploit and just get in here fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a really solid start. About to be 5-0, and it doesn't really feel like Fnatic have even had a chance or, to do anything at this point. Only, well, yeah, 2 people on the EnVy side haven't even died yet, and they've got 15 and 13,000 as well. I mean, it's kioShiMa and Shoxy haven't died yet. That's ridiculous. That's a lot of money, like a huge, huge bank just on those 2 people.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's starting to get out of control. But good bank leads to double op play for Fnatic. So after that round of eco, now they've actually got some money to go for it. 2 AWPs picked up. JW's got 1, and Schneider as well. And JW goes into connector first, so he's looking for that aggro A made. He is looking for the straight up aggression from EnVy. But EnVy this time around, they like to change it up. Now they change the pace, and now, wow, NBK still gets the kill on Pronax. So clutch from him. Ooh.
And I think Schneider just legged JW jumping past, though it wasn't that much damage. Good grenade onto him, though. He's going to get the shot on kioShiMa anyway. That's ridiculous. Just JW things. And now Schneider going to take down Happy here. So it ends up with a triple kill for JW. And finally around Fnatic, although a little bit shaky, they managed to put it together anyway. And now they're at least on the board.
Yeah, and they actually get the picks, and it's basically the Opera's managing to get the strong start there. Not missing the shots despite Pronax getting picked off. That was an unlikely scenario there for Pronax. Any day of the week, I would have said that was a free kill. But NBK swapped to the AK and got the instant headshot that saved his life, essentially. So a bit of a tough break there for Pronax, who's lagging behind right now on the frags. No frags, actually, so far. But again, right now, oh, look at the nades, Anders. Look at the nades.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. But I was watching over at PopDog as well, because I was wondering if they're going to try and flash their way down. But again, the pop flashes aren't too effective here. They will get the kill on Sentries anyway, and Flusher can't stop the bomb. And now Pronax, he was hiding over at Ivy all along, and no one came that way. Now he's going to have to get back in here. Flusher climbing up onto the sniper nest, and can he actually find the kill? Fnatic are taking a while getting into position here.
Yeah, and that might be what stems from actually having 2 stand-ins as well. They don't know the pacing. They don't trust each other, perhaps. But it's going to come down to the rifle working in the end. And Pronax gets on the board. He takes out Shoxy, lines up a smoke to get some kind of a wall built around that bomb site, allowing for his teammates to get in there. And he catches kioShiMa with a nade in his hand, but great air control there by kioShiMa, allowing himself to reposition. And he is going to not live. Obviously, he got dropped so low. He goes up with the bomb. That's still a round 1 for Team EnVy, but 3 players survive for Fnatic, so it's not the end of the world for them. They can actually get a buy out of this if they want to.
Yeah, they definitely can. 6-1 though. EnVy, stealing that round, and Fnatic, I don't know, like Pronax hiding over here for a long time. Another one was playing back Ivy, and then you had Flusher sort of playing around the bomb site, but he couldn't stop the bomb from going down either. It did seem like a very confused situation then, because they were a man down, yes, but they probably could have done a bit more. And now we do see, and it looks like it might be the wall of smokes coming up here towards the A-bomb site. Let's see if Fnatic know how to stop that in that case. They've certainly got the setup for it. And kioShiMa just holding main while the rest of the team is setting up. And actually, speaking of which, where is the rest of the team setting up?
The rest of the team, it's looking like it's going to drop through PopDog, so this will be smoke onto A with a bit of a split thrown in.
Oh, let's see this. Oh, pop flash. All right, they do have a cool pop flash coming out there. And out of the A-bomb site, as you see, the smoke's going to be raining in all around here. They do trade early on. Sentries goes down, bomb plant right in front, and Flusher again trying to see if he can make his way through, but he's going to get shut down after getting the kill. Now it's a 3v3, and kioShiMa with a good headshot there. Flusher also goes down, and Pronax and Schneider are going to be left alone trying to deal with this. They can't lose this round. Fnatic, then they're going to be ecoing, then EnVy are just going to run away with this half.
Yeah, this is so fast right now, and Schneider takes the fight, and he nearly takes out NBK down to 12 HP. NBK, he's still holding this corner, and he wins the duel versus Schneider. Pronax now 1v2. They line up. Well, they don't line up, but they peak simultaneously, which is exactly what had to happen there. NBK and Happy both coming out of different angles, and Pronax he took one with him, but he wasn't able to get the second one. Just an impossible situation there for the in-game leader for Fnatic. So, rough break for him, and you're right, rough break for Fnatic. The fact that they win around and then lose the next one, that is painful. Well, never mind that they lose 2 consecutive rounds.
They gotta come up with something big now. It's really, really, really important that they start to change this around. I think 6-7 rounds is like they almost just gotta win this eco right here, and they had a lot of grenades to try and do it, just throwing them at main, trying to do the damage, and they did bring Happy down very low, but he's gonna be living as well. And Schneider goes down as the last man. So 8-1, and Team EnVy. I mean, we said earlier, Semler, they lost 2 games. maybe they're just taking it all out on Fnatic here.
I think so. I don't think that would be too much of a stretch. I don't think that they want to let Fnatic... Like, the reason why Envy just keep going so fast, so quick, is they just don't want to let Fnatic find their feed. They want to make sure that Fnatic, you know, they're going to be off balance already because of the two stand-ins. Then they just want to make sure that at the beginning of the rounds, they aren't able to figure out what's working, what isn't. They just want fast pace to continue about basically pounding Fnatic and never let Fnatic regain their balance. So Envy, that's what it's all about right now. JW and Popped Off gets literally dropped on by Shoxy, who was so surprised by that he threw away his gun. And now Shoxy's got 3 HP.
Oh, man. That is, when you don't throw a pop flash in that situation, it's supposed to be the CT down below that really has the advantage, but I think the angle from which Shock sort of reined in was just a little bit too surprising. JW not going to be too excited about that. Sentry's hiding between two smokes over here by Pop Dog, but not going to get a target just yet. The bomb is down at Ivy, and any second now, Envy are surely going to make their way through. Good opening, or good return frag at least here from Schneider to take down NBK, but Pronax kind of has to come up big, and he's already grenaded. Double grenade down.
Money.
He's gone.
So sick. And then Flush is there to line them up. He does great damage, but still favorable trade there for Team Envy. Both players, actually, although that bomb is there, Smiths is standing once again.
Yeah.
So I was about to say, like, okay, this actually could be fairly decent for Happy. He's got a man backing him, but Smith's not moving does not help things here for Envy at all. Not one bit.
No, he's a bit out of it. If he came back now, it would be a pretty good position to take out Schneider, but at the moment, it's just not happening, is it?
Yeah, this is looking like a big L right now, yeah. And he disconnects, so he's not going to wait the extra 10 seconds. He's just going to get out of dodge, and we will most certainly go into a pause here in the freeze time. So that's definitely a bit rotten for Envy. I think it was close, but if Smith had been there to trade frag, he could have turned that into a one versus one, and it could have been a winnable situation for Envy. So that's a real shame that he wasn't there to back up Happy.
Yeah, I mean, so a real shame, because that looked like it maybe could have been a 9th round for Envy, and obviously last match of the day for them, last match of the day for us as well. They want to be able to take home a victory here. They are starting to fall a little behind this group, so with 2 losses in a day, it'd be nice to finish on a bit of a win anyway.
Yeah, if they can finish on a win, then they finish at 4-5,
yeah.
Which is they can still recover from that. I mean, they're having a real rough time, no doubt about it. They're sitting at the bottom of the group, but 1 win, that wouldn't be too bad.
Shout out to Christian over at Twitter, who's tweeting a picture of the keyboard that we were looking at, and it definitely looks very much like similar, at least to the one that we were discovering there. And apparently they also use IntelliMice in Office, CS Office, the map. So
holy hell, that's like spot on, that keyboard.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's not far off.
Yeah, very similar style. I think everyone has had like a keyboard like that. It might be a little bit different, but yeah, it's definitely very cool. Didn't realize people still had those. Like those macro buttons.
That's like the ultimate hipster of like gaming, swag. It's like if you keep a keyboard that comes from like 15 years ago, well then, okay, my hat's off to you, right? It's like those guys who still have like the old, what was like the IBM mechanical keyboards or some shit. Like those things, they sound like machine guns when you're typing. You would love it, Anders.
Mm-hmm.
I know you like this keyboard right now, but this keyboard, it couldn't stand up to that one. I would just use that all day next to you. I'd probably like just start writing a novel just for the sake of being able to type really loudly next to you all day.
Yeah, that would break my heart. That would break my heart. I mean, mechanical keyboards are cool, but damn, they're loud. Really loud. It's too much, man. It's too much. Though you have to use them, don't you, if you want to be a pro gamer? That's what I've heard.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, there's like the Dell standard issue keyboard. I always forget what it's called, but that's a dome keyboard, and that's like probably the best rubber dome keyboard you can get. That feels like it's mechanical, but it doesn't make the really loud noise, and it's actually pretty nice to type on. That's like the one exception. Other than that, it's mechanical or die.
Well, I'm trying to fly around the map looking for interesting things. Yeah, there are still a couple of tricks left on this map that I'd love to talk about, but now that the game has been unpaused, so won't even have time for it. But this is a very pretty map, in my opinion. Like, whoever has been making this has done a pretty good job, in my opinion.
I agree. There's a lot of detail, and yet there's not a lot of dark spots on the map.
No, not too much clutter, right?
Not too much. I don't know. Some people would disagree, but most people, like some people, also want every wall to be just plain white. So we got to find a middle ground somewhere, guys.
Yeah. Oh, game already on the way here. Kiyoshima with a nice headshot, a double headshot, in fact, just taking down JW next, and Pronax doing his best to save his team out here. He's already got a double kill, looking for a third one, and will find it on Shock. So great comeback into the round here. 2v2 now, but Pronax is very low. Flusher is very low as well. And now he's going to be alone. Kiyoshima almost spraying down his teammate, but will himself find a triple kill. And that's going to mean Envy are now 9-2, and Fnatic have had their money reset one more time. This is looking like a nightmare for Fnatic, doesn't it? I mean, how do you get out of this?
I think you just kind of grit your teeth and bear it. At this point, what options are there for Fnatic?
You know what, Semnar, I found another dog on this map. Especially now that we're paused, we can take a look at it. In T-spawn, you know there's a forklift. We already have Pop Dog, but this forklift has Bulldog on it. Says it right there next to the seat. Bulldog. All right.
Wait, where is it? Where is it?
The forklift outside of in T-spawn, more or less.
Oh, in T-spawn. Okay, hold on.
On the side that's facing away from the spawn, essentially, it says Bulldog. So, pretty. I mean,
look at that.
I wish that could be a call-out spot. That'd be a really good name for a call-out, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be pretty slick. I mean, I always there's balances like Pop Dog, Bulldog, I guess, Heaven and Hell on Nuke on the map that we'll never see again.
Yeah,
well, we'll see Nuke again.
Nuke will be back. Nuke will be back.
I mean, Train, got to rework, got a facelift. I'm sure that Nuke, they can, they'll probably just send it down to Mexico real quick for a weekend, and he'll get some work done.
Bit of a tan, bit of surgery.
Yeah, I was thinking surgery more than tan.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Can you shoot this bell that's out here? You should be able to. If you can't, that would be the ultimate.
What, like if we could have a victory bell on Train as well?
Exactly. There's like a tiny
please.
bell that's actually.
Oh no, though, Anders, look at what they've done. Above Pop Dog, they look at this. Like this is a death trap just waiting to happen. Just a death trap waiting to happen. Yeah. Look at that, because you've got the chairs and you're probably you're comfortable. You're sitting there, you're roasting your burgers, and then what happens, Anders? A leg gives out. You pull the thing on top. You pull the barbecue on top of you. You suffer burns, and then you go plummeting off the side to your death. Like, what is this design right here, man? Seriously, somebody has twisted it, Val.
Yeah, I mean, how do you even get up here to barbecue in the first place? It's like barbecue for people who do parkour only. I mean,
you got to earn that burger.
You got to earn it. Yeah, I mean, it's good ways, right? You burn some calories actually even getting to the barbecue. That might be the right approach, but still, I agree. This definitely not a safe barbecue.
No, these chairs, they've got to go. We need some wooden chairs up here, really. I mean, come on, like it's a rail yard. Like, you got to be able to find some like steel or something. I mean, I'm sure somebody can do some welding. Like, make your own chairs that aren't going to break and send you to your death.
Yeah, or and more than that, have the barbecue at ground level. In my opinion, that's how I prefer my barbecues, to be honest.
Really, dude, there's something nice about balcony barbecuing, though. You got a little bit of a view. You risk lighting the whole place on fire, but then that's spice of life, right? You gotta live risky a little bit.
Also, if it gets windy or something, you have to like leave one poor person outside to maintain the barbecue while everyone else is inside having a good time.
That's what straws are for, man. That's what straws are for. Somebody draws the. Oh wait, they've got the. Hold on, come over to the kitchen by Whitehall's. In Whitehall's, I mean, rather.
Yeah, they've got some cool stuff. They've got like a radio and shit up there. I like it.
Yeah, but isn't this the same cleaning solution that's over on... No, it can't possibly be. The squeeze bottle, like the spray bottle. Is it the same one that's on Mirage? No.
Shine? I think it is, actually.
Is it?
I want to say yes.
I think so. I want to say yes as well. It's like Shine 09.
What I'm wondering about is... I'm pretty sure the shampoo bottles, or whatever they like, the soap bottles that are in the showers are the same as the ones that are next to the sink. So I don't think you're supposed to use the same soap for like dishes and for washing your hair. I mean, I'm no expert, but I just think that's pretty incorrect.
You know what I've just found out though, dude?
What?
Is that somebody was clearly cheating in this game of cards.
Really?
Yeah. Look at this. Somebody probably got shanked over this. That's probably why nothing is happening. Like all of a sudden, you know, they
Are
called
these
them
the same
terrorists.
spades?
I'm thinking there's 2 kings of spades here, man. I'm saying
Yeah.
maybe you could say that that one on the right is a club, but I could go with, I could say that these are 2 kings of spades actually.
Yeah, it's definitely not cool. Can't have any of that. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's only cheating if you get caught, right, Samla?
There's also this. There's also this like one of those Capri Sun suns or something on the radio. Somebody went like ruined this perfectly good radio by adding a sun on it, a cartoon sun.
This is like a really old school radio. So it's got like the space for a tape, doesn't it? Like that doesn't happen anymore. Like an actual tape.
Is that enough, or is that like a battery? No, that could probably be a tape.
I think
the thing is, like, people don't like when somebody says a tape. They don't even know what the hell you're talking about these days, man.
You're right.
Like they never seen what a tape is.
This
you know, that's how you do like an
generation.
age check, right? You know, it's like the age check for this generation is to hand like hand a tape and a pencil. And be like, what do you do with this pencil?
Yeah,
right?
you're right.
Like, if they know what to do, then okay, you are suitably old, sir. You're all good.
Yeah.
It's like when you have like kids these days, they get into old cars and they don't even know, like they want to bring the window up and down, but they don't know how because there isn't a button. They're just like, what is that lever? What is that? What does that do?
We're getting too old, Samla. That's the conclusion here. Just simply too old. Man, I mean, this is where we really need someone who can translate Russian. I want to know what's on all these walls. I mean, like these warning signs. What does this say?
Which wall are you at?
I'm at the wall that's underneath the sniper nest. There's like the freeze time's been cancelled, but there's a sign here, and I have no idea what it says.
It says not to stand under the door, because this is probably Russia, and they, you can't trust doors here. They'll probably come down and kill you.
Maybe so.
You know those GIFs on the internet where it's like horrible, like you see people like you wonder why did I ever click on this link? You know, it's in RWTF or something, and you're just like, no, I'll never click on these links again. And this is now the first time that Envy are going B. Fantastic.
Yeah, it is. JW is flanking from behind, which would have been such a great flank if it wasn't for the fact that NBK was waiting there. Actually, Shox was waiting. Hiroshima dropping very low, but he gets a bullet off on Sentry's face and ends up getting the kill. Pronak's going to go down as well. And Schneider in Pop Dog, ready and waiting. I like the idea with the flank there from JW. Oh, Schneider, how do you miss that kill? He hits the headshot anyway on Kiyoshima mid-air, but the no-scope would have done it as well. Still, you're right. Envy running into the B-bomb site, and because they were up against essentially, well, I guess a bit of a force-up round here, as Fnatic did buy whatever they could, but still not a full round for Fnatic, and ended up taking it easily. Schneider is going to get another kill here on Smiths.
Schneider just doing what Schneider does, right? I mean, Schneider is he's still got the ability to get some sick shots. He's going to get overwhelmed by Happy in the end, so no saving for him. They don't want to make, Envy aren't willing to mercy. That's not in their vocabulary at this point, especially after suffering 2 close losses to start things off for tonight. Overtime, 30 rounds. In this map right now, the fact that it's Sentries and the fact that it's Schneider, they're just like, okay. They're rubbing their hands together saying, well, you know what? It may not be the full roster of Fnatic, but we're still not going to actually be nice people or anything like that. We're not going to make it easy for you. And they're going for a 2-1-2 setup to begin with here, but I'd be amazed if they slowed down the pace, if they didn't just try and rush out and do more of the same, because this is a hard eco from Fnatic. Yeah,
and they are going to be just running into this A courtyard. Smith's already opening up on Pronex. Sentries will fall next, then Flusher. And now they line up for Shox, and he could have probably got both of those kills, but only got the one. Still perfectly fine round. There's no way in hell that Envy is going to eco anyway for the rest of this game here, or at least the rest of this half. It's 17-1-4 right now for Kiyoshima. He's having a field day. I mean, we've got to say this is Fnatic with like Schneider and Sentries, and that's not to say that Schneider and Sentries aren't really good players, because they definitely are. But obviously, this is Fnatic only on like half power more or less, and that is just not good enough to deal with Envy at the moment.
No, that's the problem. It's like, but that shows how close it is at the top right now. Really, you couldn't ask for a clearer example. Because Envy, they struggle versus TSM and VP, or TSM and Navi rather. Sorry. But they struggle in those first 2 matches. They're close matches, but they are making mistakes. They are making errors, and they can't quite get the wins. But then you have 2 stand-ins for one of the best teams, And those two stand-ins, I mean, it's not to say that those players are bad per se, but it's just the fact that it's not the full roster and they don't have everything ironed out and dialed in and everything. That's enough for Envy to look like gods and just roll through and just completely demolish them like no contest at all. That even a 10% difference is enough for Envy to just completely monster bash these guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it is, isn't it? And you know who's feeling good right now, though? I bet Olofmeister is, right? He's out there thinking,
you know what?
They need me.
Yeah, but he better not put a headset on for another week and a half, dude. If he does, I'm going to be pissed at him.
Yeah.
If he messes with his ears, that's some tricky stuff right there. That can mess you up long term. So
Yeah,
I hope
definitely.
I hope that he doesn't rush his recovery.
No, I don't want to go back too soon. Definitely not. Just try and reschedule as many matches as you can, basically, and just hope that your team's going to be all right. Yeah, the long run is definitely important. I mean, Olofmeister and all the rest of them here in Fnatic, they've got a lot of playing like years left in them, basically. So now it's too soon to make any mistake like that.
Yeah, many years is right. They've got a lot of time. I mean, that's the thing. It's still, well, Olaf is only, he might look craggy, but he's still only like 23 or something.
Yeah, that's nothing.
He's not
right?
an old dog. He's not an old dog. You can still go strong. I mean, look at Taz. That guy's ancient. He's still playing.
Exactly. Taz. That's why I love Taz, right? Because I think Taz is like a little bit older than me, and still, he just feels like he's still a young guy, right? So I'm keeping that ahead of me. I'm like, all right, if Taz can do it, still got a shot. I can still hang.
Yeah, Taz is young at heart, dude.
Exactly.
He's a youngster. Gotta love Taz.
Well, the worst
this is really
thing
unfortunate. How the hell is this happening?
Well, how is it that they always manage to pause the game when we've got like this the gray tone, light on instead of like the actual colors? It's making me depressed all over.
Yeah, because not only are we delayed in this complete and utter murder stomp, we can't actually see the real detail on the map. Like, I want to see the color of that soap bottle up in kitchen. You know what I mean? Like, maybe if I saw the colors, I would know if it was the same one as the one we saw in Mirage, right?
Exactly.
So this is a bit of a problem, man.
These are important details. Really important details.
There's also another one. Well, this is a pretty straightforward sign on upper inner sight. There's at the end where the CT would be camping with an op or something like that. You got that site where it's just like this guy. He dropped more like it's like the exclamation point that pushed him off a ledge. It looks like.
Yeah, I mean these warning signs are a little bit confusing to me. There's also the no aliens warning sign, which I think is a little bit racist over here. No aliens,
Where?
please. That's like if you head out of CT spawn towards Ivy, like just up the stairwell, then there's like there's the first sign, which is pay attention as you're getting run over by the train.
Oh yeah.
Like don't it doesn't say don't walk in front of the train tracks, just pay attention as you're doing it. But then no aliens also.
You see, I didn't understand that as no aliens, like no aliens allowed at all. I just saw this as, leave the aliens hanging. No high-fiving the aliens.
No high-five. Yeah, okay.
If they want a high five, you're gonna have to have one of those awkward moments. Make sure you got your friends with the cameras as well, but you got to leave them hanging. Like,
do they?
it's
I mean, it could be that we're reading it backwards. It could be if you do see the alien trying to high five, you leave it alone and just continue along as your business. Even if there's a train coming, just continue. Like this guy's, you can tell that there's like a certain amount of dedication in his walk. Like he is going to cross those tracks regardless of whether the train is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like further along in the alley, there's a sign up on the right where it's like this guy who, it's like the exclamation point over his head and he's walking up on the tracks. And then apparently like he just looks like really surprised that, what would be really crazy to find on these railroad tracks is a train.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Like, who would have thought? Where did that train come from?
Yeah, I also feel cheated because the train on these signs look nothing like the trains in here. Like those are passenger type trains, They've got windows and stuff, and we've got cargo trains. So I feel like we were also being cheated in that sense. But actually, if you in between the first and the second sign, if you fly in through the window, then there's like a sign in here of some guy who's taking like what I can only assume is some sort of like futuristic medical bath or something. I'm not sure what that is, or maybe it's like a disco, like I don't know.
Well, you know what's really
hospital
bugging
disco
me?
essentially.
I just put my finger on what's really bugging me about this whole thing, about this map, really. Because they're aiming for like the realistic approach, right? Like this is really real life. Like full COD, all that sort of stuff, right? And you have like tags that are up on the walls of the actual like inner bomb site, right? On lower, there's a big tag up on the wall. So I'm like, okay, you're in a building and there's a tag on the wall, but these must be like the cleanest trains in like the existence of trains, like cargo trains. Since when in your lifetime have you ever seen a cargo train that did not have a single tag on it? I mean, I'm looking at all these things. I'm not seeing like, where's the realism, Valve?
Similar look. If in Europe, sure, you go and tag a train. Somebody catches you, pay a fine or whatever. This is Russia. You're not going to go and tag this train.
Yeah, so what? Go and like tag up the actual nuclear depot, like railroad? That's fine. Like go in there into this high security facility where they're delivering freaking like nuclear stuff.
Yeah.
And tag that up. But don't tag the trains, Anders. Don't tag the trains.
Well, you know what?
You'll get thrown in a gulag.
I've uncovered something though that is, I mean, I could see this being added in a future version of Counter-Strike. If you go to where there used to be a second lane over at Ivy, so there's an office now instead of a whole train lane.
Okay.
If you fly into that office, there are some bottles on the on the table, right? And then to the one side there are like 2 televisions. On the other side there is a blueprint of a tank. Look at this. It's an actual tank.
Hold on. I gotta find it. Wait, where am I again? Wait. Give me the directions again. Is it the big office where there's the Intelli stuff?
It's if you go to Ivy and then like all the way to the back lane.
Okay.
There's the one sign with the guy with the exclamation mark. And if you turn around from that, there's like an office with some bottled water on here. I think it even says cool.
Yeah. I gotcha.
And then we've got like 2 televisions on the other side. Like one of these blueprints is a tank. It's even got like the belt. It's like the belt wheels or whatever they're called.
Is it a tank or is it a machine gun? I'm seeing a machine gun.
It could be. Well,
because these are up. Oh wait, no. I see it. There's a tank up on the wall.
Yeah, definitely. Like look at this.
But look at this laziness as well. Like, how many copies of this machine gun do they really need in this establishment? And you got 1 up on the wall, you got 2 on the desk. This other guy in the office over here probably hasn't heard of the internet. He's got copies on his desk as well, over connector.
You know what we're gonna find?
It's like rolling around on the tank stuff.
If we look through all of this, we're gonna find like a wargaming logo somewhere, and it turns out Global Offensive and all the tanks is gonna get merged, and that's how we beat League of Legends. Damn.
Oh, dude, next level. We're in.
I would love it if there was more driving maps in Global Offensive, because probably like one of the best custom maps of all time in 1.6 was a map called Jeepathon 2K. It's an incredible map. That was before they removed driving, by the way, from 1.6. So I guess it wasn't probably 1.6. It was probably like 1.3 or something, where you could still do driving, and it was incredible. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
I always think about that one time where they had to on Inferno, where there was like the guy actually to prove that the car could physically drive itself up Banana. He literally drove it up Banana or something. He made it so that he could actually like get in that car and drive it all the way there. That's
amazing. That's what we needed right there. I mean, back way before they removed driving from that, there would also be crates that you could push around. You know how in Half-Life, if you walk into like a crate, you can push it.
Yeah.
Well, you could do that in Counter-Strike too, but it
makes that noise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It makes that weird noise. But if you pushed it, I guess the friction values would get weirded out. So you could actually push it with like 1,000 kilometers an hour, and you could just shoot across a map, which was hilarious as well.
Okay.
So they had to remove like all the movable crates from like the more serious maps because weird things happened. Oh man.
Whoa, those buildings look a lot like these buildings in Stockholm, actually. Okay, never mind. Random observation there. The ones outside the office, there's like 4 of them in a row. But if you go behind,
T-spawn, you're right. I see. I know what you're talking about.
You see those 3 buildings that are just like floating out there? Those look a lot like the ones that are in the middle of Stockholm, actually.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're still waiting for Smiths to get back here, which is why we're talking about random things. Do you know how they make all this stuff outside, though? All the buildings and stuff? It's actually kind of cool. I actually used to play around, so this is weird. I actually used to be part of a mapping community called Valve ERC. where a bunch of people would make maps for all kinds of mods and just for the general pleasure and fun of it. And there was actually a Valve representative that we knew back then, and we actually sent him a gift at one point when Hammer came out, because Hammer is what the tool is called now that you work in. But back when I was doing it, it was called Worldcraft. So how you make all these buildings outside is actually you have like a really, really small landscape somewhere outside the map where they're all made, and then they sort of get scaled up. So sometimes if you fly outside the map, you can actually find that tiny place, and then you can see how it's all done. But I'm not sure you can do that in Global Offensive, but in other Half-Life mods you can. Yeah, mapping is great fun.
Oh, dude, somebody tweeted a picture of the IBM mechanical keyboard. Shout outs to Peter Bremer. Bremer? I'm sorry, I'm making a complete and utter hash of your name, but that is dope, dude. You need to wash that thing, though. Seriously, man, that is kind of nasty. But, like, props on you for having the keyboard.
You need to have
dude, you gotta watch. Dude,
take it to a museum.
This thing
is
like indestructible. This thing will last you like 30 years, man. You never have to fix this keyboard.
Okay. Someone's saying that the medical desk over here is actually a decontamination tower. That's Jamie Foyle over at Twitter. Thanks for that, Jamie. I wasn't sure what the actual name for it was. I guess it makes sense if we're like a radioactive facility here. You want to be decontaminated every once in a while. Can't take like plutonium back home to the family somewhere. That stuff is dangerous.
Damn it. What am I gonna do for my brother's birthday, dude?
Not plutonium, please. I could be making things up here, but I think I heard somewhere that it's something ridiculous. Like if you ingest plutonium, then all you have to do for it to be lethal is like I think it's like a thousandth of a needle pin or something. It's like if you have a needle pin's worth of plutonium and you cut it into like 1,000 pieces, you'll still like one of those will be enough essentially to kill you. It's real bad.
Over what period of time though? Are we talking like you're gonna die in 30 years or?
No, I think it's actually like fairly bad. I think it's gonna be. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
exactly
a lot of things are fairly bad. Like a burger's pretty bad for you. Like what kind of level of bad here? Well, I guess 1,000th of I guess that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I've heard that's somewhere, but I can't remember where. I think
you
it's
might need
pretty
1,000.
Yeah, it was pretty one of my old physics books. It might have been. I think so.
Really?
Someone who's still into physics tell us if we're just making stuff up or if I am. What is this warning label? You know where Lenin is in T-Spawn?
Yeah.
There's a paint bottle up there. And I can't figure out if this is like a horse that's on it. Like, don't paint the horses. Who would do that anyway? And it's got like a really weird...
I had to... Wait. The warning label that's actually on the paint bucket?
Yeah.
I got weird. I don't know. I saw a baby there for a second. Like,
don't paint the babies either?
Don't let your babies play with the paint, basically, because it looks like it's about to fall into it. And then I thought it was some submarine, like, one of the... how we talked about the Vasa Museum and how they took that ship out because it was like the old school divers that had the iron, like the helmets and all that, right? I thought that this guy was about to go for like a little bit of a skinny dip or something in the... Well, a skinny dip with his helmet on in the paint bucket.
All right. Let's see.
I really do love the what is this called again? What is this called? When you do what is it? Damn it!
Can I get a quick shout out to Matt Bracy over at Twitter asking if I've ever released any maps in a workshop. Back then there really wasn't a workshop, but you know what? You want a map I made similar? I made a map for Counter-Strike that was like a huge arena. And, it's T-Spawn in one end of the arena, CT's on the other end. And then there were nothing but, like, containers stacked on top of each other, and they were all identical. They literally just copy-pasted, like, 100 containers. But then I made some of them, you could open the doors on the end of the container, and some of them you couldn't. So that if you play the map, and, you have to play it a long time to figure out which containers you could open and which you couldn't. So then you'd have to, like, try and find people for a long time. That was a map I made once. It's kind of an annoying map to play, I suppose.
Hell, dude. But Max Chadwick, if that is true, you are like so next level.
What is it? Tell us.
Because the missing tunnel. That's why there's 3 copies of the blueprints. That's why there's 3 copies of the blueprints in the office that's where the tunnel used to be. Oh my God, this guy's onto something, Anders. 3 copies of the blueprints. There used to be 3 tunnels here. Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Man, I wish I wish I'd, I'm still following that Twitter, so I know when it's coming out.
Yeah, thank you, Eric Schmidt. It is Mosaics. Thank you. Mosaics.
What is going on here? Is Device tweeting at us again?
Get the hell out of here. The sign in T-Spawn says warning fetus soup. I don't believe you. That would be amazing if it was true. I need somebody to confirm that.
That's definitely not true. No way. Valve would have realized. Well, guys, I don't have any update for you about the whereabouts of Smiths. Obviously, he is in, the process of beating Fnatic quite badly together with the rest of his team. But now he's decided to take a really long break. Wait, what? Okay. Try and, if you go to the, there's the first row of
This
trains.
better be good. A reaction like that, this better be good.
It's just an interesting sign. I'm wondering what kind of issues they've had to put up a sign like this. Okay, so you know where the container is where people do the smokes from? If you go up on that container and then directly turn 180, you're going to see a sign of someone being told not to stomp on the pigeons. I'm guessing that's what it says. Literally, don't stomp. It even says heart and hair. It's like, don't stomp on the pigeons, moron.
Where is this?
They've had to have had some really serious issues to put up a sign as well. Something went horribly wrong in this city.
Oh, you remember the pigeon boost?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
it.
Yeah,
That's gotta be it.
I remember, actually, you're right, because there was actually someone was pointing this out on the Reddit. I just forgot all about it, but you're right. Yeah, you could jump up on the pigeon and get thrown out of the map, but you're right. They changed that and put up the sign. Well played, Valve.
Yeah.
That's much more comforting than what I was thinking.
Yeah, because you were going down a dark path. I mean, Valve can be messed up, but
not like that.
I don't know about stomping pigeons, man. Like one of the developers, he took a picture with a goat. He looked really happy. I think he's an animal kind of person, so I don't think that would fly with them. Literally.
I hope not. Can someone? I mean, this sign. There's the sign all over the place with the guy wearing the safety goggles, and it's like 4 lines of text and then a big exclamation mark. Really want to know what the sign says. Someone who's speaking Russian has to tell us. I feel like we need to know. We are really quickly sort of running out of content on this.
I realize this as well. Because just as you say that, I'm thinking, where is Smiths? And why the hell don't they bring in Apex or something? It's not like it's going to be very hard for Envy to just completely steamroll the rest of Fnatic here. How long do we have to wait?
Yeah, surely it could be done. Surely it could be done. Okay, so Joseph over at Twitter is asking something that is actually sort of fairly reasonable. What's one of the big differences between this version of Train and the older versions? He asked for 1.6, so I guess we could talk about that. One of the big features of 1.6 Train actually was that you could hide under the trains. Now, that may sound ridiculous if you've never played it, but you could literally sort of crawl under the trains and sit and shoot from here. That would never work in Global Offensive, even if there was space for it. In Global Offensive, you can't sit still like that and just shoot at people. But in 1.6, it made a lot of sense. The game was sort of mechanically a bit different. So that was definitely one of the really big features. Apart from that, there was a third lane here. So actually sort of this lane where the trains are would extend and go through. So this whole place wouldn't be here. And there would be a third lane, which makes a big difference in my opinion when you're playing back Ivy here. Because right now, if you're playing here and someone comes to try and run you down, you can't just escape around this corner. You have to actually run a lane further, essentially. So yeah, there's a whole lane missing as well. And then I guess the other really big thing in my opinion is the fact that the entrance into the yard is now sort of at the bottom of the yard, whereas it used to be on the side instead, which meant you, as a CT, you had some different positions to hold. And I guess the sniper spot as well. And there's one here now, but there used to be one on the T side as well.
You don't have crows anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That place is gone as well. So there are some big differences like that.
I kind of wish they had kept it though, because look at this. They have this control tower up here. How dope would it be if you were able to climb a ladder and start sniping from up here?
Especially
God, man.
You're right. It does have that control command tower look almost. So it's like I'm in charge now if I'm up here. I decide who lives or dies.
Yeah, but oh my god, dude, it's made for it. Which CT would not want to be posted up here?
Come on. You know what? There is I mean, the map would probably become too big, but if you actually go to CT spawn, and then you go out towards the B bomb site, you run into a fence, a fence door here. Straight away, you're running right into a door that can't be opened. if you go in there, then there's a ladder going up, and it's almost like if you went up that ladder, it would like connect you somehow with the sniper spot over here. Like it seems like, you know, the two could connect, so you could like go a different route up there. It's like they've made the beginnings of a third route in towards A right there. They just haven't completed it. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't, not completed it. I could see that.
It looks like it. It feels like it. So yeah, I guess those are the really big differences between one. There's probably a lot more that I'm forgetting. It's been quite a while since I played 1.6.
Well, I mean, if we want to get nitty gritty, there's a bunch of.
It was my favorite map in 1.6 for sure, and it was the map that my team when I played the best. It was like our home map, so one we always chose to try and win on.
Really?
Yeah, that one.
You were like heavily CT sided then.
I don't know if we were particularly. Actually, we try to focus a lot on our like T-side strats, like try and come up with like really elaborate things. I don't know why. I don't think we were good enough to even be able to identify why we were winning on the map. We just noticed that we were winning a lot, so we called it our home map. You know, that was like that was the level of logic involved.
Right. Man, I couldn't. You and Navi both basically. It's like train. I mean, Edward uses a train pin for crying out loud.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I should have a train pin, shouldn't I? I mean, I have one, but I should put it in.
You should put it in the game.
Put it in the game.
You shouldn't hoard it. Better yet, you should give it to me. You should give me all your pins.
All the pins? There's a fair few pins, but you know, I'll bring some next time. I promise. You just gotta remind me, otherwise I'll definitely forget. Guys, we still don't have an update about what's happened to Smiths. Supposedly his internet is going through some sort of struggle, and he's not coming out on top, apparently. So, not sure why they're not finding a stand-in. Maybe EnVy are really super scared of losing this game. You know, third loss in one evening.
I could see that.
They
They might be a little worried. They might be a little worried considering they just got beat up 2 maps in a row, so... What's going on? I'm asking for... There was an update.
Really?
An update was asked for, and the answer that we got was working on it, so we don't know what's going on.
Okay. Well, we'll just continue to look through. In the meantime, thanks to everyone asking questions over at Twitter. Definitely appreciate that. Oh, apparently JW is streaming this game. That's kind of cool.
Because I noticed that Dupree was he was saying that Schneider talks a mad amount of bullshit. so I was like, wait, does Dupree all of a sudden have access to the Fnatic comms? Like, since when would this ever fly?
Well, people should definitely go and check out JW stream. I mean, they're back on Twitch now again, which is great.
Yep, that's true.
So definitely go do that, guys. A lot of people saying in the chat, cancel the game. And those are all the people who obviously bet on Fnatic are worried that this game is going to go through and Fnatic will get crushed. But just to point this out, Semler and I are not in control of that. We can't help you. I'm sorry. I sympathize.
No, but I would love. I can only imagine the feeling that people must have had, who had bet on Fnatic. Right. This is why the whole betting thing is actually like really screwed. Is there's so many factors to take into account: map, player conditions, etc. And maybe the best team in the world, perhaps they're going to play with 2 stand-ins. Maybe that might affect your bet. Like, your stomach must have just dropped out completely when you're like, wait a second, they've got 2 stand-ins now. Yeah, that's a bit of a shock.
And that's where that's where Valve ultimately stepped in and said, hey, you guys, who are actually part of the scene can't do any betting.
Wait, we're live. They're playing 4v5. Is this real life? Yes, it is, because they can't actually add somebody. They didn't add a stand-in before. It is ESEA, so they're screwed. Oh, this is brilliant. Oh, I can't believe it. I cannot. If EnVy somehow lose this, no, it's not possible, man.
That would be funny, wouldn't it? I mean, not if you've bet skins, then, our
No, that'd be heartbreaking. That would be heartbreaking.
Oh, man. Okay, well, 5v3 currently, as they did lose Happy early on. MBK sneaking through with the AWP. And I think he spotted the pixel, but he can't win that fight against Schneider and ends up going down. Shox will get a headshot on JW, and just him and Kiyoshima left currently versus the rest of Fnatic. So I don't know what this means for your bets, guys, but regardless, the game is apparently going to continue. Nice headshot from Kiyoshima, actually.
Fighting the good fight right now. They haven't given up, and they do have a man out on the site. So Kiyoshima, he's currently covering things for Shox, and what a shot from Shoxy on the sentries. Kiyoshima can't get ahead of himself, though. He was looking to take that fight with Pronax. He's going to touch down that nade straight onto Pronax, dealing a pretty decent amount of damage. But it's going to be Shoxy holding up close the battle with Schneider, and he catches out Schneider. Is this real life? Is this just fantasy? Anders, you got to tell me, man.
I'm not sure. They're currently winning like a 2v5 at the moment. Pronax trying to walk up a little bit closer. Shox, did he spot him? Not quite yet, so Pronax has a big element of surprise going into this. But he got spotted by Kiyoshima using that ladder, and Shox also running away. They're just trying to duke out Pronax all day here, and Shox not going to get the flick. Pronax takes out one, but he doesn't have a kit, so he has to just hold it down right now. Going to go for Kiyoshima, and we'll drop him. And I think there's actually just going to be enough time as well here. So Pronax, I think he's going to steal away at the end. That was close, though. I mean, that could have definitely been a round for Envy. But Fnatic are going to take it, and that's finally going to secure them a third round.
Yeah, my money was on Envy at that point. 2v1, the kills that they managed to pick off there. Kiyoshima and Shoxy just coming alive. I thought for certain that they were going to be able to pick up that round. Well, the streak... Well, the streak. It wasn't a very long streak in this case. They'd only won 2 rounds. So, basically, Fnatic, they might have a shot going into the 15th round now. Get 4 rounds on the CT side? What do you think? Do you think that's reasonable, Anders? Reasonable performance for CT?
No, I don't think it's going to be enough, but the problem will be, what are they going to do when their CT side? I mean, if you're playing CT side train and you only have 4 members to start off with, that's going to be rough. It means if Envy get even 1 pick off, they pretty much, like that, then they should win the round, basically. It's only if Fnatic get the first kill that it goes back into being, like, a little bit even. Smokes out, flashes out into the B bomb site. Here, Flusher, early grenade, gonna land right at the feet of MBK. Scout shot follow-up would have killed him then, but no such luck. And the bomb is gonna go down here. Envy just... They're putting on a good fight anyway. They're in the site, they've got the bomb down, and Fnatic, they're taking a long time to rotate out.
And that was a nice nade on a JW, but Flusha hits the headshot through the smoke onto Happy. And now NBK gets picked off by JW, and they are going to close in. Perfect round for Fnatic. No luck this time around for Envy. They weren't able to push forward, basically, to pressure Fnatic. They basically just got that bomb down and then had to back off. So no luck there, and it will be 4 rounds for Fnatic at the end of the first half, 11 for Envy. And now we get to see what happens. Do we pause again? Well, we crash, so...
I was going to say, crashing is the other option here. Sorry about that, guys. We'll obviously get right back into the game. Don't want to leave anyone hanging, but yeah, second half coming up, and I don't know if they're gonna get someone else to step. Well, I guess they can't get someone else to step in, but we'll see if they can get Smiths back online at least. You gotta hope, right? Even though playing 4v5 is kind of funny.
You kind of hope for the sake of Envy at that point, because imagine you go, what was it, 11-3, 11-2, and then yeah, 11-2. You go 11-2. One of your players drops, and you're forced to play 4v5. Okay, Smith is back.
Oh,
it's not the end of the world, because really that would be like acid in your belly. I mean, how could you be if you were Envy at that point? That would be such a huge lead. You're so close to winning a map tonight because you've lost the first 2 that you've played. I mean, that would be like, talk about demoralizing.
Yeah, you can't really live with that, can you? You need a fair chance here, at least, to try and win it. Seems like they will have that. We just need to restart, and then we should be good to go with the second half coming up here. Of course, we do apologize for all the delays here, but yeah, some internet issues with Smiths just kept us up for a while. It's going to be the second half now coming up. This is the ESL ESEA Pro League, and it's Fnatic versus Envy, best of 1 game, second half. And I'm Anders with me is Semler. Wow, I almost screwed that up. That's bad, Semler. That's when you know it's bad.
Yes, Anders.
Have to remember my own name.
Slowly but surely.
That's the.
We become one.
Exactly. Oh man. All right. Well, I think you guys know anyway. I hope you do. Smith's looking down towards Ivy.
No. Okay.
Go on.
So yeah, it is looking like it's going to be A main, or basically A push, A split from Fnatic. They're going to try and go 2 through Ivy. They've already got 2-3 now lurked out through A main. And it's going to be a collapse onto this site, but Smiths with that USP gets the headshot onto Pronax. JW comes back, but it's a fair trade of kills, and Shoxy doing what Shoxy does, gets the headshots as well. Kiyoshima and Shoxy, all of them headshots, and it leaves Flusha all by his lonesome.
Yeah, just trying to tap away with that Tech 9. Goes for Shox as well, looking for an opening, and he is going to get shut down. Shoxy with the triple headshot and making it, I would say, very, very likely that Envy are going to take this 12-4, and they win the pistol round second half.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking there, but gotta say, man, that shot from Shoxy, though, he's just like, just locks onto the first one and then gets the job done with the second one as well. That pretty much crushed it there for Fnatic. The defense was just too good in front of Ivy, so really impressive stuff there for Envy. Despite all these delays and a bit of a rough end to the first half, they still managed to start strong in the pistol, and now they've got the advantage. It's going to be a force buy coming out from Fnatic as well. They aren't messing around. They realize we didn't get the bomb plant. We're kind of in a dire strait here. We do need to do something, so they will risk it. And they're going to go through Ivy again, this time taking the bomb with them. So it's going to come down essentially to the crossfire here between Smiths and Kiyoshima. But then I guess something tips Fnatic off? What are they hesitating now? What's going on here?
I'm not sure. They're waiting on that edge for a while. They really want to surprise someone here, and actually Smiths does drop down to 38, but coming in now, Kiyoshima goes down. Maybe a little bit weird then. Grenade out a little bit too soon, also not doing too much damage, and Happy finally going to be able to use this Tech 9. Takes Pronax as well, 8 bullets left, and Smiths will take care of sentries. So shaky start to this round for Envy, but they do win it. You can tell how low they all are, though. That could have gone Fnatic's way if they just landed a few more bullets, but 13-4, and Fnatic not able to make it work.
Yeah, no, it's just definitely looking kind of grim here for Fnatic, because now they're going to be into a hard eco situation that's going to put Team Envy up onto 14 rounds, or at least it should. Happy has gone ahead and invested in the AWP right now. Even if it is going to be a hard eco, he's not too worried, it seems. He's got his Tech 9, so he doesn't really need to worry about getting overrun at any point in time. It's not like swapping to the CZ. Tech 9 can still wreck people, so instead, Fnatic, what are they doing? Oh, is it going to be a Brown Halls? They're probably just going for the YOLO B plant. Old stuff, old, nothing new here. Basically, just run out onto the B site, cross your fingers, and hope you can get the job done.
Yeah, but they can't. There's 3 people waiting for them. This is like a hard counter, basically. I mean, they are just running right into the line of fire here. Surprised they even made it past, but then they're going to run into Shox, and he takes 2. Flusher trying furiously to kill MBK, who was flashed, but not going to work out. Shox with the triple, and it's 14-4. Yeah, that was Envy just with the perfect stack and the perfect position.
Yeah, perfect read, essentially, on the situation there. So no joy this time around for Fnatic, and it goes according to plan, at least as far as Envy are concerned. 4 rounds still here for Fnatic, and now they get the AKs. They get some nades to work with as well, so we'll see if they can actually, well, get anything done here. Shoxy's throwing away an HE in frustration just to be able to pick up that incendiary. So he wants to go for the anti-rush, essentially, if in case Fnatic try and put the pressure on early, but Fnatic are spreading out across the map. Schneider going to Pop Dog instead of JW. That's an interesting note. Would have thought that JW would want to hang out there, but Happy, aggressive hold from him up in Brown Halls. He picks off Flusha initially.
And nicely done, and he's going to change his position entirely, running all the way back to Seeker Nectar. Also, Kiyoshima taking down JW. This is not looking good for Fnatic. They're going to lose Pronax as well. Schneider and Sentries are left. 2v4 at the moment, and nice pick-off from Sentries, at least taking out Kiyoshima. There's still a man down. They still have not got the bomb planted, and a rotation is happening here in favor of Team Envy as well. Every single member on the A-bomb site now.
Yeah, the remaining 3, essentially, they're going for pop flashes as well to clear out Ivy. Little do they realize Sentries is out on the site, but then NBK zeroes in on him and takes his head off with that FAMAS. Schneider going to be the last man alive here for Fnatic. The lone Swede versus the 3 Frenchmen, and they're closing in right now, these Frenchies. Smiths gets gone, but NBK is there. And they will be able to trade effectively. Envy looking pretty solid now. 15 rounds on the board for them, and Fnatic without a bomb plant means pretty much YOLO Tech 9 Galil by.
Yeah, do what you can here at the end. I mean, I guess they had, yeah, they could buy 2 AKs, so that's something, but it's still pretty far from perfect. And on the Envy side, pretty good bank on at least 2 of the players here. It's almost 8,000 MBK, almost 7,000 on Happy, so they could definitely come up with something. Flashbang on over and out, and I think speed is the key here for Fnatic. They want to try and see if they can win it just pushing out, or at least just get it done with quick. I think they're tired of losing. It's been a bit of a rough match for them. I mean, with 2 stand-ins and 2 of their best players being out as well, Olofmeister and Crims, definitely no fun at all.
But a nice push there by JW rewards him with a kill. Happy and Shoxy working well together. They do manage to clean things up, however, and NBK is going to take out Flusha. It's going to be Pronax now. In a 2-on-2, somehow they bring it back, and there's the fight from Smith, but he loses it to Pronax. Pronax doing big work on top of that bomb train. Down to Kiyoshima now in a 1v2, trying to push forward to root Flusha out of there, or rather Pronax, and it's not going to happen. 3 kills for Pronax at the end of the round. and a 5th round on the board for Fnatic. So when their backs are to the wall, Fnatic, they get the job done, and they actually manage to stem the flow, stem the bleeding, stem the tide.
Well,
Save their honor.
Yeah, for a moment, right? For a moment. They still need to win 10 rounds in a row after this, and I don't see that happening. I think they're done for here. I mean, Envy, they have the AWP. They have three enforce and 157 on Smiths, but I don't see this going on for too much longer.
No, neither do I, essentially. I mean, they still have what they need to get the job done here, Envy. And already, let's see. As far as the positioning is concerned, it's pretty standard fare. Fairly widespread, actually, from Fnatic. And Schneider down in Pop Dog is going to get picked off by Shoxy, who's holding close. But JW from A main with that AWP is going to take him out, only to get shot and turned by Happy. This is just fair trade of frags already at the beginning of this round.
All over the place, right? But at the end, Envy still come up with a one-man lead. So now, the rest of Fnatic, I mean, it's not looking good, is it? Flusher and Sentries are left, and Sentries goes for a fight there. Finally drops Happy after he got a double kill. It's going to be the last 2 members left, and Sentry's been shot in the face as well. Kiyoshima 1 bullet away from winning this fight. Oh, flashbang out. Sentry's trapped behind electric. Backup is coming, but he's going to go down. Flusher, last man standing, takes out MBK and goes down to Smiths, and there it is. Envy winning the map after a bit of a strange, a strange situation with Smiths being AFK for a long time. But there we go. Envy, 3 matches in one night, and they at least win one of them. That has to feel good at the end of the day.